Ladies and gentlemen and friends beyond the binary, welcome to Rave Safe with Lilith and Amanda and Emily. And I forgot all our fancy rave names. I should, it's like Emily Would Glow, and that's Lilith Electrified.
I mean,
And
my name's already a rave name. So
you're already raving. You're raving. You're hardcore. She's living that rave life. She's plurring all over the place. Hey, I do declare today is Derby Day.
So
Today,
I asked you just give me a moment to talk about my beer, and you just ignored that and went right to the Derby anyway.
I didn't even hear it. I was just thinking about how I could get into the Kentucky Derby. Tell me about your beer.
I'm down here in undisclosed nation, and they have Duff beer, legit Duff beer for sale, like right from The Simpsons to my gullet. And
incredible. Cheers, love. There you go.
I will not be getting drunk on Duff anytime soon.
I beg to differ.
I wish I would have bought.
Time will tell. I think
I bought 2 cans right away, and I'm like, I should have just bought 1 can because it was almost twice as much as Milwaukee's Best, which is also down here. I just go.
Is Milwaukee's Best the one that's made in Detroit, or is Milwaukee?
No,
old Milwaukee.
Old Milwaukee is a St. Louis beer, and then Milwaukee's Best was a Milwaukee beer. But now they're all made by Globochem or something. So.
They're all made by Elon Musk in the space station.
Yeah. What are you gonna do? Who are you gonna boycott when everything's owned by one dude?
Who are you gonna boycott? That's a good question. Hey, who do you like in the Derby, ladies? No.
I love you just asked us that like we're degenerate gamblers.
I know. I don't know about you. I have been waiting all year for this singular event. This is the only thing that matters. You can take the Super Bowl and you can piss on it. Like, I don't care about no World Series. NBA, forget about it. I'm not interested. This is the Kentucky Derby. This is the real sport. This is what we're doing. So we got
Kentucky Derby. Honestly enough, the only one of those things you can piss on. So, and probably has been pissed on.
Like, do you mean like pissing on the track? Like, I mean, you can. What do you mean? You can piss. I don't understand.
I love that you act like you don't get the joke. Like, the Kentucky Derby is just a bunch of rich people getting drunk and being slobs over themselves. And so if you go to the Super Bowl and tried to pee on the Super Bowl, you'd probably get arrested. If you went to the Kentucky Derby and just pissed out in public, you probably wouldn't even raise an eyebrow.
You think? I don't know. I've never been to the Kentucky Derby. Have you? Because you've been there, right? You've been to like every Kentucky Derby since like 1987.
Yeah, I used to be a degenerate gambler. I'm no longer. I replaced my gambling with alcohol addiction. So
you retired
smooth sailing.
The fedora with a ticket in it, and like your jacket with elbow patches.
Yeah. And then I transitioned. I was like, "What the fuck am I doing?"
No more bitch juleps for me, she said. Was that Emily?
I was gonna say, I just wish I had my giant ridiculous hat. It actually kind of would go with this outfit. I was trying to be very teachery today, but yeah, with the big hat with an entire floral arrangement, maybe a couple birds.
Oh yeah.
That would be delightful. That would be perfect for Derby Day. There's 21 horses racing in the Kentucky Derby today. Did you know that? 21.
I did.
Did not. No. Oh.
And so coming in, couple of the horses that coming in with the worst odds that are at 30-1. There's multiple horses that are just like, these horses are definitely not winning this race.
These horses are definitely there.
Wait, 30-1? That's
30-1.
That's better odds than the Bucks had to win the NBA championship.
I know it's ridiculous. And so, couple of my favorites that are not almost certainly not going to win today is Flying Mohawk 30-1. Not looking good for Flying Mohawk.
I'd put $10 on a course called Flying Mohawk.
Well, you could, and then you would get $3,000 if you won.
No, I'd get $300.
No, 30 to 1.
30 times 10 is 300.
You're right. You would get 300. I am a professional gambler and I know about odds.
It shows. It shows.
It really shows, yes.
Yeah.
Maybe this is why she's still doing her day job and not retired, just doing the gambling.
There are 2 horses running that are my absolute locks to lose. 2 horses, one called journalism and one called publisher. And if there are 2 things that are not going to be winners in America in 2025, it's journalists and the people who publish them.
That's true.
Maybe publisher. I mean, Jeff Bezos seems to win no matter what.
Yeah.
So maybe, but I would not bet on either of those. But Flying
journalism
Mohawk
is in fact the favorite to win. Journalism's coming in at 3 to 1. That's the best odds in the whole race. Journalism is hot off. The journalism came hot off winning like 3 other races this year or something. I think they might even be going for the Triple Crown.
You need to stop talking. I've got my betting pen up, so you need to stop. I would say it's more likely that journalism, the horse, not journalism, the concept, or whatever. Journalism, the horse, is more likely to be shot at the end of this race with a broken ankle than to win.
Wow, I mean that's an amazing prediction. You heard it here first, folks. That's what Lilith said.
The pen of gambling advice does not lie.
The Duff Beer inspired pen of gambling.
I am going to bring this every week, and I'm just gonna like, I got something to say.
It's like your magic wand of predictions, is what it is.
Oh, it's like when hippies go out in the woods, like, you have to be holding the pen to talk, bro. Can't talk unless you're holding the pen. Unless you're holding the pen of voice of vocality, you can't talk.
Another one coming in at 30 to 1, not looking good, is Coal Battle. Coal Battle's not looking all that good today.
With Republicans in charge, I'd bet on Coal Battle.
I'd say Coal Battle stock is up.
Yeah. The more useless it becomes, the more Republicans will fight for it. So Coal Battle.
Another one at 30 to 1 is Owen Almighty. So like, I don't know.
No, that's a dumb name. That's a dumb name for a horse. That person, I believe the jockey is Jim Carrey.
Racing. Jim Carrey's riding that horse.
Actually, no, that would be Steve Carell. Oh, and I guess Bruce Almighty, but it's Owen Almighty, which is more of a.
I think it was Evan Almighty, and this is like the third one. So it went from Jim Carrey to Steve Carell to this horse. That's the third movie, is the horse.
Evan Almighty was filmed in the Charlottesville, Virginia area when I was living there. And when they had auditions for extras, you had to audition to be an extra. You couldn't just show up and be an extra.
No chance.
I went with a crew and a camera, and I interviewed people who were auditioning to be extras in this movie. And you would be surprised how many people that think that being an extra in Evan Almighty is the first step to being a movie star.
It's true.
And they believe, and I'm an amazing storyteller and yarn spinner, as they used to say. And I have people believing that Robert De Niro starred as an extra in Spartacus, and that was his big break. And they were just like, yeah, really, yeah. And then I got kicked out by the director. We went while he was at lunch. He came back from lunch and saw us running wild interviewing people. And he was just like, hey, nothing against what you're doing. It's just, this is our thing, and we're just trying to do our thing here. And if you could just, I was like, dude, I've been here for like an hour. Like, I've got everything I need. But yeah. Also, that's the time I saw John Goodman at an ice cream store in downtown Charlottesville, because he was in that movie.
Yeah. Does anybody know? Could somebody in chat check? Was that one directed by Tom Shadyac, the director of the first one?
Deep cuts.
I don't know who that is. I've never heard that name before.
I did not know those movies had directors. I just assumed they congealed around the acting charisma of Mr. Jim Carrey and Mr. Steve Carell.
I mean, I've never seen either of those movies, but I mean, we got a couple.
I've never seen anyone direct a movie. How do we know that people direct movies? I've never seen that happen.
You ever seen a baby pigeon? I think these are different topics, but these are conspiracies to talk about.
I've never seen them. Yeah.
Tom Shadyac is the writer director of Ace Ventura. Someone I always wanted. I had a connection to that I always wanted to see if I could take advantage of and see if I could get him on the transgender show to ask about that, because when I interview people for the transgender show, many of them cite Ace Ventura as one of the things that really kind of set back their journey.
Yeah,
because
sure. Because the whole the horrible transphobic ending.
Yes, and the fact that that just felt like that was really society's opinion, right? Because it was like everybody in the movie is having this horrible reaction to finding out that and that one that she has a penis. It's not a good representation of trans, because she wasn't trans. She was just doing it for her plot.
Well,
it's one of those things that
it's the whole thing of it.
And
it makes a joke of it. It's just making fun of it. And that it's gross. Yeah. It's just gross. And it's like it was. And the thing is that different times, which it was but it's still no fucking excuse. It's still gross.
Well, and I know it sounds weird that I would say that I wanted to interview him, but the thing is that the reason my friend got close to him and all that was that he wrote this sort of self-help book kind of a thing where he came to this epiphany and really changed his ways about the whole industry, the money, all of this kind of stuff, and seemed like he'd really turned over a big leaf and was a much better person. And I was just kind of curious to go down that road with him and see, hearing these sort of things about what the trans community thinks about this movie and how it affected them, what he thought about that and where he was on that now. But it seemed too much like there was no way to do it without really attacking him and being like, why the fuck would you do this?
No, even though I think you could have done it. I think it's just a matter of I think there could have been an absolutely tasteful way to do it, because you wouldn't be you wouldn't have to attack him. You could just be like, hey, this is a thing, and I'm sure you're aware of it, because he almost certainly is. There's no way he couldn't be aware of it at this point with everything that's going on. There's no way. And so unless he's a total scumbag douchey maggot, it's and there's no way, there's no way he wouldn't know about it unless he's holding firm to that position, in which case you should attack him.
I would say if that's his position, he probably wouldn't be on your show.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't be on the transgender show. But yeah, I mean, not to drag away from that, but I did want to bring in this, who I think is also 30-1, but who I think is going to come in dead last here is American Promise. I think is not looking good.
Promises made, promises kept. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. The other day, eggs are so cheap. I went to the store. I got a dozen eggs and they gave me $5 to take them away. They gave me $5 to take them away. All right. Promise made, promise kept. All right.
It's so good. So good. I think I've got my pick for winner. So they do have journalism as the leading front runner at 3-1.
That ignores the universe at large. You can't ignore the universe at large when picking your winner.
I agree with you. And so I'm going to go for the 5-1 favorite, Sovereignty. I think has a real shot at this.
Is it sovereignty or sovereignty?
Sovereignty, sovereign, sovereignty.
Like a
sovereignty. I'm mispronouncing it. I apologize. I read it incorrectly. It's sovereignty.
Put my
get your teacher glasses on, because because the Molly's kicking in.
Okay, now I see. Yeah, all right, yeah. I was gonna.
I think Sovereignty's got a real good chance here.
What are, so you just mentioned our number 1 and our number 5. What are 2, 3, and 4 for our favorites
Let me
today?
take a look here. I accidentally closed the window.
Why would you encourage this?
I lost it.
Because we're not ready. This does take up a fair bit of time, so we shouldn't eat
It
up too
did
much,
last
but,
week, but I mean,
I have all kinds of questions about injecting speed, so let's get going. Yeah.
Should we get going on that? Should we do that? Because I can't resize my window.
Okay, it's fine. All right.
You can't just go to history
sure
and then just open an old tab.
Control, I mean, I could do it. I'm just trying to. I'm
Control S or whatever.
I got it. Okay, like what was the question? 2, 3, and
never
4.
mind. Oh my god.
They're not even that funny. That's why I didn't bring them up.
Our second place choice is a horse called Second Place, and our third place horse is Just Off the Lead. That's our third place pick.
Teacher, what can you tell us? It's time to fucking rave safe. Let's go.
All right, class, it's time to continue our lesson on raving safe. This is, I've got some more information on the brochure and everything today. We had this was acquired in 1992. So keep that in mind as you're taking this information to heart.
Acquired like sure Indiana Jones got it.
I mean, it is antiquitous. Like that is like that's before fucking MySpace.
Yeah.
Pre-MySpace. That's how we judge things here on the Banjos.
Like that before the internet, the only way to get information was in pamphlet form.
Yeah, I mean, there technically was the internet in 1992, but I didn't know.
No, you got to think about it. Like pamphlets probably had the longest time for information dissemination of any, like text, all this stuff. Social media is all like less than 20 years old. We're talking about from Gutenberg.
From Gutenberg on, yeah, really.
It was a pamphlet. It's like, oh yeah,
they had a good long run.
What does Ben Franklin think about government in the New World? Oh, well, he's going to publish a pamphlet, and you're going to get it in the mail that he built. So yeah, pamphlets had their day, and it was several centuries.
Damn it! Why can't I? Oh, it's on the tip of my tongue. What was was it an almanac? What was the
Poor Richard's
Almanac?
Poor Richard's Almanac, yes.
He probably also had a pamphlet like less famous ones like Ben Franklin's top 10 sex positions, and it was just like just like a trifold pamphlet.
I'm sure he did have a pamphlet of his favorite sex positions. That's something.
The Archer. This looks difficult. Yeah,
how to get away with murdering poor people in London.
Ben Franklin.
He probably put out a brochure on the top 5 Kentucky Derby horses, but we won't know them. All right. Yeah. Okay. So let's just recap a little bit of what we learned last week. The drugs described herein are illegal and potentially dangerous. However, if you are going to use, we're putting this out here as a public safety announcement to keep everybody safe. Firstly, the effects described.
This is from 1992. This information might not be, some of this stuff might be legal now.
It's true.
This information is solid and is important to follow, but just make sure that you check with your local.
It says dated as Ben Franklin's sex positions.
There you go.
Just make sure you look. I feel like those are probably timeless.
They're timeless.
Like if I got my hands on Ben Franklin's sex position pamphlet, I'd try it. I'd read it. I'd read that pamphlet.
This sounds like something we need Indiana Jones for. Or Nick Cage. It's on the back of the Declaration.
Nick Cage, yeah. It's hidden in a desk in the Oval Office somewhere.
Oh, shit, I found this pamphlet. It's all full of Ben Franklin's sex positions.
That's pretty good.
Thank you.
Oh, shit. Is Nick Cage in the green room waiting to go on for our next copy of the game show?
Yeah,
dating
see,
game.
it's some wild shit, right? He's got this one called the moon unit, and your holes are all up here, but everything else is down here. It's crazy shit. It's crazy.
So there's I this is an aside. There's a British radio
Oh, an
show
aside today?
podcast.
Whoa.
Yeah, called I think it's called The Unbelievable Truth, and it's hosted by David Mitchell. And like the show's premise is like he has like comedians on, and they each tell like they have us. He gives them a subject, and they have to like they write an essay, like a brief like essay about the subject, and they have like there's five things that are true in there and the rest they just make up about it, and it's up to the rest of the comedians to like figure out which ones were true or not, and they buzz in and stuff. And one of the topics on my favorite episode was just Nicolas Cage. And the shit that's true about Nicolas Cage is buck ass wild. So I do recommend like going on YouTube and finding The Unbelievable Truth and just Unbelievable Truth Nick Cage and like just go to town, because enjoy that one. Like it's a fine time. It's a fine, interesting time.
I recommend going back and watching our old videos and looking for my impersonations. And
that is also a good thing to do. Please like and
Yeah.
subscribe.
Oh, I did not personally smash our like button yet on YouTube. I need to do that. Or is
Yeah,
that-
if you like Nicolas Cage and you think he's great, please hit the like button. And if you don't like Nicolas Cage, I would ask you to hit that subscribe button.
if you'd like me to record a debate between Nicolas Cage and Christoph Waltz,
I would
ring that
like to
bell.
hear that.
Ring that bell.
I'm going to go ahead and hit the bell just for that right now. Thank you very much.
And then post the topic you'd like to
I
then
would
debate.
enjoy that debate
In the
quite a
chat.
bit, I believe. Ding-a-ling-a-ling. What do we have, teacher Emily?
I feel like we're off to a very soft start on the rave save thing here.
Yeah, but this is probably the best start we've had in like a month and a half.
Okay, there you go. There you go. All right.
Would you say we're off to the races?
No, I would not say that.
You wouldn't say that.
No, I wouldn't. I would say nay.
Nay. Oh boy. Okay. 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 All right. Okay. Firstly, the effects described herein are general and can be affected by your size, weight, health, mood, and where you take them. And now, it's unclear when it says where you take them, what it means specifically by that. Is that location or is that insertion point? I'm not really clear on that.
Where do you take them? The first thing I think is the butt, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you take it? Yeah. Well, see, that's what I would say. I'd say the distinguishing word is where. And I would say that where is the location. How you take it is the insertion point.
Okay.
But I'm not an Australian. That might be an Australian quirk. Like, I don't know.
I submit Brett Kavanaugh for boofing his beer.
Boofing his Molly.
If you want to talk about where what that means, Brett Kavanaugh is in America, and he says
American Supreme Court Justice
in the butt.
Loves it. He loves beer. I don't know if you knew that. He loves beer. He likes beer.
Never heard that.
He screamed it in court at a Senate hearing.
That wasn't court.
It was a Senate.
And now
hearing.
he's a Supreme Court Justice.
Yep.
Supreme.
Like beer. That's good. It's good.
So wait, he's a Supreme Court Justice. Does that mean he comes with sour cream? One of the things that we learned. One of the important things we learned last time is that in all of your drug adventures and all of your raving, water is the most important. And today's episode is sponsored, #not sponsored, by Hart's Tasmanian Spring Water. It says here, distinctively Tasmanian. So for all your Tasmanian hydration, Hart's
capitalism.
Tasmanian
What do you mean
Spring Water.
distinctly Tasmanian? You're drinking it. Does it taste distinctly Tasmanian? And what is that
does.
taste? What is that taste? What is that flavor that's distinctly
It just tastes. It
Tasmanian?
just tastes raw. It's raucous.
You drink it and you talk like the Tasmanian devil for a few
Tastes
seconds, just like
All right.
Ruckus. I mean,
this
that's
is
it, right?
all drugs. Drugs are
Tastes like
just
a
made up.
giant spider. A spider the size of your head.
Drugs just are made up by the water industry to sell water. That's all drugs are. You may think you're cool, but you're just a different. You're just a different part of the capitalist machine, buying your bottled water to take the edge off your injected speed. I'll
So
go back
before
to doing
class,
funny voices. Sorry.
Before class, we had a question from one of our students about injecting speed. When we talked last, we were talking about the effects of speed and the ways that people take it and how it's not smart to snort it. It's a good way of burning out your nasal lining, it said in here. And one of the things that we got to was injecting, and there's an entire section here on injecting, and that was what our question was about. So let's go ahead and jump in. Let's use that as our starting point. If you inject, and now this is a general injection section, so we'll see if there's anything specific about injecting speed, but starting here, always use a new fit, and by fit, Australians mean needle and syringe. Never share. Sharing is not caring in this situation. Ignore kindergarten. Ignore kindergarten rules. This is the one case where you do not share.
If you jokes out of the room, definitely don't fucking share needles. That's terrible.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
I mean, we're doing a side. This is a side show today. So where this brochure was originally procured was in fact the Kirkton Road Center, which was a needle exchange facility. It was in the lobby there. So
I mean, when I was raving hard, I don't remember a lot of injections going on. That didn't seem to be like really a thing. The big things when I was
a dark room with everyone jostling and lit by neon isn't the best place to just pull out a needle and try to inject it.
Yeah, I mean, it just wasn't in favor. Like, I mean, I think about the injectables that they like are kind of notorious, and like those aren't exactly rave drugs. It's like the drugs that you like. I mean, unless you were, but like people weren't freebasing, like doing that stuff. Like when I was doing it, like that's just what my experience is. But maybe in Australia in 1992, that was a thing.
Wasn't injectables the gum that had the juice in the middle?
Was that which was the gum dust? That was like the gum dust.
Dust?
Yeah, it was like this. It was just like a gum dust, like in a like.
Oh, that's when you snort your gum, you get that bubblegum flavor right in your sinuses.
It was like the president of the gum factory was like, we've got way too much. Like, what are we going to do with these floor sweepings? Let's put them in a thing and sell them as gum dust. And like, I forgot the name of it, but this was a candy that you could get like in the 80s.
It was Gushers. Gushers is what I'm thinking about, not injectables. Probably a rejected name for Gushers. They were like, we call them injectables. They're injected with liquor. Like, I don't know if that's going to sell. What if we just call them Gushers? That sounds just as unappealing, but kids will probably.
That's unappealing in an entirely different way.
Gushers. Feel an explosion in your mouth.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the sexual
coming soon.
That kids are exposed to.
It's like there's a party in my mouth. And all the Gushers are coming.
Okay. If you can't get a new needle in time, always clean yours at least twice with clean cold water, then twice with strong bleach, then twice again with clean water. I'm going to go ahead and say on record as a representative of the transverse, taking a pause from the comedy of this brochure really quick. We don't condone any of that.
Yes,
I'm sure that probably might work or something in a pinch, but we're not recommending doing this in a pinch. I mean, if it's in a pinch, like don't just find another way to get off that night. Like I think please don't.
I think the idea with this is like, if you're gonna do it, at least like, these are alternatives, because it's like the whole, like, it's like we can sit here, and I agree with you. We don't condone this. You shouldn't do this, but like that's the whole abstinence. This is like a viable thing for like contraception, and it's just not. It's just like, if people are gonna do something, and this is a needle exchange, so this is like, and I've never done the shot. I've never shot, but I've known people that have, like, and like, it is one of those things where it's like if you do that, you're probably going to be okay. Like that is a low of it's not as good as using a fresh sterilized needle, but it's pretty close, and it's way better than just wiping it down on your fucking pants. Like, it's like, yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna say what I always say.
I just hate it.
Do whatever you want. No judgment from me. Just be prepared.
Okay.
Just be prepared to accept consequences. Like, there, you gave them the best alternative. That's all you can do. And I have no judgment if you decide to not do that.
That's true. I mean, that is true.
Also, why are you injecting speed anyway? Just take
what I'm saying. Just
fucking
gulp the pill.
Why are you making this so difficult?
Yeah, like, why are you, like, you gotta crush up the pill, and then you gotta, like,
I need to have a Rube Goldberg machine to get
like,
high.
What are you doing?
Jeez.
And this does bring up another
like everyone else.
Yeah, this does bring up another important point that we did learn last time. It is important to do what the other kids are doing, and why is that the case? Because
look,
you want your high to match theirs. You want to be on the same.
Yes.
Like, you don't want if you inject, you get high faster, and it's shorter lived. So you want to make sure that your high matches theirs. Otherwise, you're going to have a bad time. So just do
they get higher first, and then you're still high when they all decide to leave.
I heard that.
And then you're
cigarette, you're 13% higher.
If your friends jump off a bridge, you gotta also jump off a bridge. This is
always do what everyone else is doing.
This is the one thing I want you to take away from these 2 episodes.
Just do whatever everyone else is doing.
It's so important.
It's so important to do that. Just follow the crowd. That is the best way for everything.
I don't like this advice either, but cool. Okay. Just don't share needles. Don't share needles, and give in to peer pressure, I guess.
Unless everyone's sharing needles. Because if everyone's doing it, then you definitely should.
If everyone's doing it.
No. Okay.
Emily's like, someone out there is going to see this and take us seriously. We better make sure.
We're so screwed in this.
I know. I feel like this is really pushing the boundaries of YouTube acceptability.
It's like all the people who lost all their money buying NFTs from NFT.horse losing money.
No one lost money from that. Everyone got rich. Everyone that bought NFT, they're all guaranteed to go up in value. Don't talk. What are you talking? That's like crazy. It's like you weren't even speaking English.
I have a question. Can we just skip the rest of speed and injectables? I don't think we should even be talking about this anyway.
Sure.
I also don't think injectable speed was a huge problem. Wait, is the rest of the pamphlet about injecting speed? I don't think it's an issue with our
no,
audience.
We have about 2 more paragraphs. I'm just going to read the start of these sentences so you know.
Long fucking pamphlet. There's lots of paragraphs. Like, it's like
this is like twice as long as Ben Franklin's.
This is nigh a booklet.
So talking about cleaning, this will cut down on your chances of catching HIV and other things. Ecstasy comes in tablet form, so crush it between 2 spoons. Yada yada. Chalk in the veins will block them or cause sores. Yada yada. Make a clean filter each time. Cotton wool or a new cigarette filter are okay. Like this is, I hate this section.
It just doesn't make any sense. Like, who's freebasing Molly? No one's doing that. Like, that's a silly, ridiculous thing to do. Just take the pill. Just eat the pill's there. And then it's got like the Mitsubishi diamonds on it. You can just eat it.
So first thing you want to do is you want to pulverize your mushrooms and then inject them into your vein. It's like,
it's got a cool logo. That's cool.
Just put it in your
mouth. Just eat that pill. The soft
put it in
blue.
your mouth.
It's very, very
That's
beautiful.
what you said.
In your mouth.
Okay. Well, the final paragraph here might get us out of here nicely. Finally, if you develop a filthy headache, which what a filthy headache is, I'm not sure, and start to
Oi.
vomit after injecting speed or ecstasy, this can be symptoms of some serious damage. So get yourself to a medical practitioner as soon as possible.
I didn't say.
Yeah, if you have made the choice to inject speed or ecstasy, I think you should already be at a medical facility because there's clearly something wrong.
Like you're getting, what did they say? A monster headache? What was it? The term? A furious
filthy
headache?
headache.
A filthy headache. Yeah,
What's a
I like
filthy
that.
headache?
Like, yeah, I think we can all infer what that is. Like, a filthy headache. Yeah, that sounds like a nasty one. And like, yeah, if you got that and you're vomiting and you're shitting yourself, like, yeah, you probably should go to the hospital.
Yeah.
Probably good
Unless
idea.
It's good advice. If you're on
unless you're
fire, you should go to the hospital. Like, also,
Unless you're a member of the band Motorhead, just swallow the pills like everyone else. Okay.
Okay. Let's move on to acid then, shall we?
please.
Always.
My favorite.
The two of us just lit up. I have written all my best shows with this endowment.
I have. I'm a big fan of the lysergic acid diethylamide 25.
Acid. The spoiler alert there. Acid, aka LSD. What does that stand for, my dear? One more time.
Lysergic acid diethylamide 25. That's what LSD is.
Or TRIPS, as it's known. Originally made as a liquid, which is then transferred into tablets, or more often tiny squares of card, often printed with different designs such as smiles, strawberries, or the ohm symbol, in parentheses, blotters. I guess they're known as blotters. Yes.
Yep, those are blotters.
Okay.
Blotter acid.
Back in Milwaukee, we used to call it Mrs. Remington.
What?
Yeah.
I took
pick up a few tabs of Mrs. Remington and just have a blast.
I never used that one. We did have our own. We called it a square meal.
Oh,
When I get a square meal?
Whenever I had to get some, I'd always tell my dealer I needed camping material. I need some camping supplies, and they'd be like, "Yeah, come on and get them."
Once swallowed, the effects are quite minimal physically and enormous mentally. You may feel a bit of a bodily rush as your heart rate increases, but within 30 minutes to an hour, the mental effects start. Colors and sound become intense and are distorted, and your sense of touch, time, and distance are likely to change. LSD puts you in a suggestible state, tending to exaggerate or alter what is already there rather than to create hallucinations out of nothing.
Agreed. I disagree with the physical part. There's a big physical element to it. You definitely feel gooey as fuck. It's real easy to melt into a couch. It's like depending on the acid, there's a queasy stomach element that's involved with LSD for sure. And that's kind of part of it. It's like, and so I disagree that it's not that physically impactful, because it is. But I mean, as like compared to like heroin, it's not super physical, but it's definitely got an element to it. Like it's just all of it, because it's just I don't know exactly what it does, but like my hypothesis is it just lights all of your brain up. Like it's just like blah, 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 it just goes crazy. But it's fun. It's a wild trip. And the rest of the description is actually pretty accurate in the sense that it's like it does enhance whatever mood. So if you go into it and you're scared, you're going to feel more scared. And if you go into it happy, you're going to feel more happy. And if you go into it sad, you're going to feel more sad. And that's like that is kind of how it works. And so it's one of those things where like if you think it's not a solution to your like you shouldn't, if you're feeling shitty and you're like, fuck, I'll take some acid and feel better. It's like, no, you won't. You will not. You'll feel amplifiedly worse. Is what you'll more. Yeah. Yeah.
What's going on with the pen of truth
A
there.
pen of judgment.
I'm just poking myself in the face. That I was debating doing this just so we can continue, but we've stopped. So continue.
Okay. LSD puts you in we are in a suggestible state. Sometimes this can be a strange or surprising, but this odd effect shouldn't make you feel afraid or panicky. Unless, of course, apparently you started out afraid or panicky. As trips can last for about 8 to 12 hours, it is important to plan ahead. Don't bother tripping if you feel depressed, anxious, tired, or upset, as it is likely to make you feel worse rather than shift your mood, as we just covered. Make sure you haven't got anything important to do the next day, like work, family outings, or a doctor's appointment. And don't even think about driving or operating heavy machinery.
We all did.
I don't want to like take a chunk of time here.
I mean, I
was just reminded about probably the funniest thing that ever happened to me on acid, and it may be like a 5-minute story. I can keep it short. I can keep it short.
We'll allow it.
Me and my roommate took some acid, and we're sitting there and we're just hanging out and talking and having a blast. And we had our front door was one of those that was like it had wood frame, but then it was glass in the middle, so you could see outside. And someone comes to the door. And it's this guy who's going door to door running for the mayor of Richmond. And my roommate knows him because he was on a show at the theater like the night before. So this is all like, so my roommate is like excited to see him, goes to the store. I go with him, and he is outside, and he is just like red and rippling with perspiration. He's just sweaty and gross.
The mayor or your roommate?
No, the mayor. My roommate is super talkative, and she's just like gushing and stuff. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, she just has to throw up. And so she just takes off and goes throw up. And I don't know this guy. And I'm just like, okay, goodbye. The whole time, his sweaty little red face was there. The only thing I think is like, I could just kill this guy right now. I could just kill this guy right now, and no one would know. And luckily
that was on. You were on LSD at the time, acid.
Oh yeah, we're on it, and we're always having good. But for some reason, first of all, like I'm on this trip. I don't want to be interrupted by some guy who's just like local taxes, and it's like shut the fuck. But my roommate was so excited that I just kind of like okay. I was just like, man, I could just like stuff you under a bed and just forget about you. And then my roommate threw up, and that was the end of it. So I don't know. I don't think I would have gone any further, but maybe my roommate.
It's a good, you listen to that one, but those things will just pop. You'll get the idea. It's like,
I mean, he was so greasy. He was like if you buttered a turkey, like that. He was that. That's what it was. I was like, this is not the sensations I need filtering through my eyes to my brain at this moment, right?
He was just like Richard Nixon on the first debate.
Yeah,
his makeup's running down his face.
What? Oh.
I'm sorry you had to deal with that.
No, it's great. It's a funny story. I mean, I love telling that story because it was just like I never think like that. I'm not a violent person, but it was just like, oh man, I just killed this dude.
Did he win the election?
No, he did not.
No, he did not.
Neither did the weirdo who lived in the apartment next to my girlfriend at the time, who was running.
Who was also running for mayor.
He was also running for mayor, but also was completely on another planet from the rest of us. All right.
Was it like so they weren't like a serious candidate? They were just like kind of like when Wavy Gravy runs for president every 4 years.
The one who came to my door was as serious as you can get. He was like 4th or 5th in the race. The one who lived in the apartment next to my girlfriend was not a serious candidate in any by any definition of the word serious or candidate. He did not meet either of those criteria. All right, that was enough for that story. I think I got it in under 5 minutes.
Yeah, we
perfect. There we go.
Sold American.
Moving on. but yes, by the way, hi to the UK. Mad Mart is sending us greetings from the UK.
Ooh,
And is
hey,
asking
hey,
about our
what's
show.
up?
We're raving safe today. This is a brochure that we have found from 1992, released in Australia at a needle exchange center, and this is this is information on how to rave safely. Acid is not physically addictive, and the problems with acid occur when you are scared of taking it, or if someone upsets or frightens you during your trip.
Or if, like, the
That's like
mayor
the
comes
worst. That
by.
is the most
Greasy mayor.
peer pressure pamphlet ever. There's nothing to worry about it, but unless you're afraid of taking it.
Unless you're afraid, don't
You
be
don't
fucking,
want to.
You're
don't be a
afraid.
fucking
You're afraid.
pussy.
You're
Drop
afraid
this
of it.
fucking acid, you fucking coward.
There's nothing to worry unless you're a chicken. Like, thank God I got this pamphlet.
Like, it did forget to warn you about hanging out with the mayor, because that's no fucking good either.
And this dude was so sweaty though.
Don't fucking go to the hangout with the mayor. Don't, like, if you're gonna drop acid at a rave, don't go fucking strike up a conversation with the fucking mayor. That's
How
like,
you gonna be so sweaty you make someone else throw up? Think about that. That's how sweaty this guy was. My roommate had to throw up just being next to him.
I just can't with you.
And then our little half bath now has puke on the floor, and the two of us are like high on acid trying to clean it up.
I love that there were two quite different reactions to this guy coming to your door. One was to vomit, and the other one was murder.
I mean, I love my roommate. Like my sister to me, and I'd kill him just for making her puke. I mean, I feel like
gonna say, you could have maybe leveraged that and been like, "Hey, I'll vote for you if you help me clean up this puke."
I was voting for my girlfriend's neighbor.
Are you down to get down? Are you down to do the work? Because I got a pile of puke in here. Like,
all right,
show me what you're made of.
I mean,
I voted for my roommates.
Fault, so
I voted for my girlfriend's next door neighbor because he's the only one who wasn't controlled by big interests and the moneyed interests of Richmond. You know, Daughters of the Confederacy didn't have their hooks in him. You know what I mean? Yeah.
So we did just talk about the bad things can happen if you are scared before taking it, or if something upsets or frightens you during your trip, like a greasy mayoral candidate. Yes, these bad things can cause a full-on panic attack. In parentheses, bad trip. Like ecstasy, taking a lot of acid regularly may cause psychological problems, including a gradual loss of contact with people and everyday reality. If you're tripping too often, you don't get the same effect, so give your brain and body a decent amount of time to rest and recover.
All true.
Okay.
This is a surprisingly accurate pamphlet. Like, I gotta say, like, it's like, this is real good information. Like, everything is correct. Like, it's like, because it's like, I'm used to American Dare bullshit where they just kind of make stuff up.
Yeah.
I mean,
that was kind of Dare to keep kids off drugs. Like,
you'll eat your own face.
Acid's fine unless you're afraid to take it. I dare you to take it.
It's Australia.
Dare to get Australians on acid. I love it.
Well, I think that's an important point that Amanda brings up. This is Australia, where everything around you can kill you. So fear is different here.
Yeah.
It's just on a different scale here. So if their level of fear might be heightened, let's say.
It's like if you ever take acid and you see something and it becomes like big and scary. It's like you take acid in Australia and the spiders become normal sized, and you're like, okay, that's fine.
It just looks slightly bigger, and you're like, okay, yeah.
Oh. Yeah, that's no big deal.
It's like when the Joker listens to Crazy Frog, it's just normal frog to him.
Let's talk about Special K. Ketamine, aka Special K, or sometimes even sold as ecstasy by some unreputable people here. Ketamine is an animal anesthetic that has intense hallucinogenic properties among its side effects. It provides a full-on trip effect that people describe most often as an interesting rather than a pleasant experience. Other side effects are inability to move, insensitivity to pain, and in large doses, it can bring about a temporary coma. Ketamine is not really a going out drug. Believe me. Oh, the brochure is talking directly to us now. Believe me, it's not going to make you the life and soul of the party. If you take ketamine, don't take it alone. Make sure you have a friend to check on you who's not out of it. Don't eat or drink before or while taking ketamine. Just don't. It's a general anesthetic for God's sake, and prefer. I guess they're worried about your imbibing too much or eating too much, and preferably do it at home or somewhere safe and quiet. Not a real ringing endorsement for ketamine, considering I know of the ketamine drug.
You take it in your therapist's office, don't you? Isn't that like
microdosing? Yeah, they do microdose ketamine like now, and it is.
I do like the idea.
They also microdose LSD.
I also like asking a friend to not get high because you're going to take ketamine at a rave. Just be like, could you just drive us?
Don't do it at a rave. Do it alone at home, but with a friend who's not
with
high.
A friend.
So you just
oh yeah, sure. You just come over and sit here while it's like, no, I'm not gonna do that.
Well, so what do you charge for babysitting these days? Because I need somebody at my house for a couple hours.
Yeah, right. What do you charge? I charge $300 an hour.
We haven't even talked about how long the trip is here. I don't even know if it lists it. If you, oh my God,
a couple hours. I think ketamine, K-hole. Can you go to K-hole about 2 or 3 hours?
Where are we going next? What is the most disappointing thing that could be the next part of this?
Okay, a special K. Like, I mean,
what drug is next?
In this brochure, the thinking historically, what is the disappointing next sentence here?
It's Elon Musk loves this shit.
I thought y'all would be able to get it. If you inject,
well, special K is an injectable. Safely. Yeah, that is an injector one. Like that, it comes.
It again tell you here, if you inject, do it safely. In parentheses, see the box. So that must be the if you inject section here of the brochure on. I don't know how to number these pages. So moving on.
I want to just expound on this. There are more than one way to inject, and like there's intravenous where you go right into where you get the thing and you go into the vein, but you don't have to do that. There's you can go if you take a shot in the ass, or when you go to the doctor you get a vaccine. That's the better way to do it. It's at least it's the more safe way to do it.
All right. I have a question. Are we giving real advice here, or are we just having fun?
I'm talking about actual things that I know about drug use, having spent a lifetime around them.
I don't think anyone is here looking for different ways to inject their special K. It's just
we're talking about raving safe, and I'm telling you how to be safe when you rave. I'm telling you what I know. PLUR. Come on, fam.
We really need some graphics on this. This is a comedy segment based on a real brochure. And so getting into this, we have really blurred the lines here. And even I am unsure of what the point of this segment is at this point. Are we trying to give real advice? I say no, we're just reading this for fun, but please do not rinse your needle and then dip it in bleach and rinse it again. I know that might be a good thing, but please just go.
It's better than not doing it, is what I'm saying. It's
you also could have just skipped that part of the brochure.
I mean, you are the one that read all
about. You could have just gone to the next thing for me to make
ecstasy. Fun of. If you're gonna fucking freebase Molly, don't be a fucking idiot. And freebase Molly, just something stupid.
And acid has no harmful side effects unless you're afraid to take it.
Unless you're fucking scared, you fucking piece of shit.
So we don't have a whole lot of time here. We still got a lot to cover. But it does say, yes, injected into a muscle. Ice, also making its appearance on the rave scene, is another import. Ice is similar to crack in that it is smokable stimulant. However, just like crack, ice is absorbed in your body far quicker than by, say, snorting speed. It will bring you up and drop you down at a faster rate. This can tend to leave you feeling rough after a while. Big rush, quick, hard come down, otherwise similar to speed.
I'm guessing ice is what Australians call glass, which is another word for high grade crystal meth.
Okay.
Just so you all
That,
know.
MDA.
that really wasn't a joke, though. That was more like
No, it wasn't a joke. I'm just because I was
Okay.
like, I heard ice, and it's like I've never heard that slang for a drug before, but I would imagine that that's what it would be. Because if you're gonna like because ice is diamonds, like that's what the slang is used in the United States.
Okay. MDA is a variation on ecstasy, which itself is properly called MDMA. So there's one without the second M, apparently. Usually sold as an orange-colored powder, though it may come in a capsule. Its effects are more subtle than Ecki. It takes longer to start to come on, often over an hour, and doesn't have the same strong rush. I love it when they put things in quotation marks, like rush, effect that can occur with ecstasy or speed. It also tends to last longer due to its subtlety, and because it comes on slowly. Give it a good chance to work, especially if you're not used to drugs that give
a chance, kids.
a
Try
rush.
this one.
I'm sorry. This is what Jerry Lewis was doing those telethons for all these years.
And MDA.
That doesn't. What the hell? What is even the world anymore? I had
Took me a
no
while to
idea.
get. Good
It was-
show.
yeah.
That was too much of a thinker for me at 6 a.m. on a.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's like,
I'm
that's
sorry.
what it was
I'll
for.
slow it down.
Well, Jerry Lewis was a big raver. He was a big guy. He was big on raving. He was
Actually,
wild man.
I
He's
don't
a
doubt
fucking
that.
wild man.
Yes, yes.
That's why he didn't get around with the rest of the rap. Those guys were all heavy drinkers, and he's just like MDA bitches.
So with MDA, because it is slower and it is a more subtle effect, it's not a good idea to keep throwing more and more down, waiting for a quick blast, as you'll be wasting both the night and your cash. So that's a more of a financial concern.
Yeah, I'm glad they're
Let's
looking
get-
out for my
let's-
bank account. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
I like,
When
I
you're
don't know if
raving,
you know
it's
this. Like,
important to think of
back to
Yeah.
Jerry Lewis.
You're
though,
saying-
I
it's
think
like
that's
he-
the thing is don't donate your money to the MDA. I mean, that's the thing to take away from this pamphlet.
Well, no, because I mean, yeah, because he was a big fan, but like, I mean, yeah, that's
That wasn't a yes or no thing. I was just making a joke. You did have to be like, no, you're wrong there. It's like that was just a joke.
Like, don't donate to Jerry. Jerry Lewis doesn't need your money. He was. Is he still alive?
I just wanted to make the
Quick
joke.
poll in chat: is Jerry Lewis alive? Okay.
Yeah, let's say chat. Give us a 1 if you think Jerry Lewis is alive. Give us a 1 in the chat.
Like if you think Jerry Lewis is alive, and subscribe if you think he's gone. And ring that bell if you'd like to
Okay.
donate money to MDA.
If you or anyone else have taken any drugs and are having a bad
Ever in the
reaction,
history of the world, if anyone else in the history of the world, this is a lot of responsibility for me. If anyone else has taken drugs, I've got to be responsible for something. All right, hit me with my duties. Wow. Okay.
or if anyone overdoses, the first thing to do is seek medical first aid and to call for an ambulance. This will not involve the police and may save your own or someone else's life. Again, this is advice. This is
Australia.
information that comes
Don't
from
do that in the United
States. Well, yeah,
the
don't
cops
do
are
that in the
coming.
United States because
Cops are
that's not
coming.
the
The
case.
cops
are
will
coming
come
to
and
you.
they'll arrest everybody.
Cops are coming
This
to
is
shoot
a
your friend
segment-
who's having a seizure.
Yeah, this is a segment that is called "Lost the Plot." If you have taken
I
drugs
hate
on a-
to be this person, but like we're like at the hour. Like I think we gotta save it if
We-
we're gonna do it.
we gotta wrap this
We gotta
up.
get
No,
through
no,
it.
no,
We're
we're
gonna
not, this isn't going through a third episode. No.
No. If
No.
you have taken drugs and are feeling ill or are getting the fear, tell someone. They'll help you. If anyone you are with starts to freak out or panic, stay calm yourself. Take them somewhere quiet out of the crowd, maybe the chill out room, or go for a walk. Explain that they are experiencing the effects of a drug and that the bad effects will soon wear off. Reassure them that they are quite safe. Don't give them any more drugs.
It's good advice. That is all true. Give them orange juice. That's what everyone says. Give them
It's
the
like-
citrus.
The
So,
sweaty
no,
troll
on this
mayor
list,
can't
They
hurt
need
you.
water. They wait. They
The
need that
sweaty-
water.
All right.
Our water sponsor. I'm sorry. What?
I love it, Lilith. It was good. It was good.
That's okay.
It landed.
I ruined.
It
I
landed.
ruined every joke.
No. So don't give the person drugs, coffee, tea, or alcohol, or food to eat. A drink of water, Heart's
No.
distinctively
No.
Tasmanian sparkling or spring water is a good choice there. A drink of water or fruit juice or a cigarette if they smoke are okay. If the person is breathing fast, calm them down by getting them to breathe deeply and count their breath slowly in and out to show them how. If they get worse and you can't cope, phone an ambulance or take
Fucking
them to a
bail.
hospital casualty department and then fucking bail. Explain
Fucking
clearly
bail. Get
what
the
your
fuck
friend
out.
explain clearly what your friend has taken and the fact that you had nothing to do with it. And how long ago? Remember, doing this doesn't involve the police in Australia. Ellipsis in Australia.
Tried everything, Doc. I even gave him a cigarette.
In Australia, ellipsis. In 1992, ellipsis.
Yeah.
Yes.
Where they're recommending cigarettes. I love it.
Oh, we've got asterisk, we've got double asterisk, we've got the little T symbol. We're going into the footnotes here with all of the caveats for this one.
I love the idea that the ambulance shows up and they break out like medical grade cigarettes for your friends. Like, oh, is he smoke? Hey,
yeah, try this.
oh,
Try this. It'll fix him right up.
It'll calm your jangled nerves.
Give this man a camel stat. If someone faints, or it might be from the heat or from exhaustion as much as the drugs, give them some space and make sure they are getting enough air. Take them somewhere cool and quiet, sit with them, and when they are conscious, get them to drink some Heart's distinctively Tasmanian spring water.
Absolutely.
Or Foster's beer.
Oh, no beer, no coffee, no tea, my dear.
Foster's beer.
And
it's
make sure-
Australian for water.
Make sure they keep quiet for a good 15 minutes. Shut up.
Oh, man. If I had that
Nothing
power,
from you.
if I had the power to shut people up for 15 minutes, get the fuck out of here.
Wow. If someone collapses, I don't know what the difference between fainting and collapsing are.
Fainting happens on a couch. Like this.
Okay.
Yeah,
yes,
fainting
true.
is like
And
a
collapsing
swoon.
is
It's
like collapsing is just like a tower falling.
yeah, they saw
Or when you're
Timothy
collapsing.
Chalamet and they're just like,
So pretty.
And then like, yeah, like collapsing is like you're just like you're fucking going, you're
Fainting's
fucking raving,
Jenga.
and then like
Collapsing.
It's a Jenga tower, it just collapsed.
yeah, exactly.
If someone collapses, i.e., their eyes are rolled back, not breathing well, skin cold and clammy, phone for an ambulance. This is in all caps, people. Hashtag 000 apparently is the Australian 1992 number for ambulances. Straight away, end all caps. Let's hear it
Can
one
you dial
more time.
000 for us right now?
No,
And just check that.
Uh,
Confirm that information for
that
us.
I
sounds
don't have an
terrible.
Aussie phone near me.
All right. Okay.
Let me check with my.
They don't have
with
phones
my,
in Tasmania. They still got
with
tin
the Australian
cans on the
judges.
street.
Charlotte, does 000 work for an ambulance? We'll wait for the delay. She's
Tasmania
hearing it too.
Tasmania is like a third of our audience. You should probably stop bragging on
I
Tasmania.
should. Tasmania, I'm
We're
so
huge
sorry.
in
I love you.
Tasmania.
I love you so much, and I wish I was there.
Let's hear it one more time. The police don't have to be involved. Get them into recovery position. What's that?
000
000.
will call ambulance viral police. It links you to a broad line all around Australia, everywhere.
000 will get you to all emergency services everywhere in Australia. The problem is that I'm unclear of what to do this as an aside for later. It links you to all of them. I mean, you have the access to all of them. I don't know if
all
you
the
say
ambulances
I need an
come?
ambulance if the police will come. I think they will not. No. Okay. It's exclusive. Once you choose which service you want to go to, the other two are not involved. You're not going to get a hot fireman. You're not going to get some dick police officer.
So it's like the Simpsons one where you get the automated voice message, and it's like, Please name the emergency you're having. Please type it into your phone. It's like beep, 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 beep. You have selected regicide. Please name the king or queen being murdered.
Get the person into the recovery position. See if anyone has some first aid knowledge. Get them to help you. This apparently, if you can see here, let's see if we can get it onto the
Is there a
camera.
picture of the recovery position?
We
'Cause
can't
there
see
is a
it.
picture
Yeah,
of
it
the
says
recovery
we can't.
position.
Okay, it's just they spend an awful lot of time talking about how
We
to
can't.
inject
Yeah,
speed,
it's just cut.
but then they just said the recovery position like we all knew that off the top of our head. But you said there's a picture
Yeah.
there. Okay,
It's
I can't.
it's
Your
this,
chroma
it's this,
key's
this
making it
person here.
disappear.
It's
That's
this
the
person down
recovery
here. They've
position.
got one leg bent, one
See,
elbow bent, and
I feel
apparently
like-
someone is holding them down. It
I
appears.
gotta pin them down.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I
Gotta
feel
keep
like
down
the
to recover.
recovery position in Milwaukee would have been like your dick in their mouth.
No, recovery
Like
position. You're
teabagging them.
just sitting on someone's stoop with your head between your knees, just puking on the sidewalk. That's the Milwaukee recovery position.
Yeah, it's like fuck.
I just need 2 steps to sit on and just
Oh,
like
yeah, exactly. Yeah, the leaning over
Yeah.
forward with like with like vomit dripping off your lip.
This is going to be a little repetitive. When the paramedics arrive, tell them what the person has taken, how much, and how long ago. Don't be afraid. This may save their life.
when I gotta walk
for
the
more
paramedics
information-
through it.
Yeah.
They're not trained for this. I gotta
They
tell
don't
them
just
everything.
know. They're like, oh yeah, they took this and this and this. Like, yeah, come on.
So just tell them what drugs that
They're
they're
paramedics, they're not
experiencing
mind readers.
problems from, and how long ago they took them. For more information, in 1992, maybe some of these organizations are still available here. And then, of course, check your local equivalent. Alcohol and Drug Information Service. Also, details of local needle and syringe outlets are available through them, which is great. The NUAA, the New South Wales Users and AIDS Association, for help and advice on safer drug use and users' rights and issues, or the Kirkton Road Center, which is where this brochure was originally procured. Confidential and non-judgmental medical information for users. That concludes our lesson on how to rave safe. Are there any final questions from the class?
Nah, I'm good. I gotta go to the bathroom.
Yeah, we got show in 1 hour. We got Mediocre Poker coming up right here with Amanda Mendoza, and then at 8 Eastern, 5 West Coast. I don't know what time Australia. Call 555 Australia, and they'll tell you what time it is. We're bringing back Border Trans. We're gonna try to get it back up now that everyone's settled where they're gonna land. In the description, we had links to our books. Read them, buy them, write reviews for them. We'd appreciate it. And if we don't see you in an hour or in 4 hours, we'll see you next week at the same time.
All right.
Real quick, thank you,
Wait,
Miss Brooks. Thank you, Miss Brooks J and Twitch, for the subscription, and thank you to our super chatters, Stonyman69 with 5 British pounds, $1.18 from Christina, and a closing bravo from Charlotte C, who I think might be pretty close to where I'm at. Thank you all so much for the support. We love you, and we will see you in less than an hour.
Bye-bye.